I'm back. Hi, Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. So Sunday, doing some binding, and I don't know what happened. My internet cut off. I'm hoping that this time it does. If it does it again, I'm sorry, and I will just get off for the day. But for now, let's just do as much as I can while I'm here. So thank you guys for being here, and I'll be doing some ironing while I wait for everyone to come back on. Obviously, I don't think it went back on. All right. Hello. Yeah, I had to start it over. Hey, thanks for coming back, guys. I'm sorry that I don't know what's wrong with the internet today. It never does this with this setup. It only did it with my other setup with either using my phone or my tablet. I don't know why it's doing it on the laptop. So sorry in advance. I can't control it. Maybe a lot of people are using the internet today or something, you know.
What happened? Dying?
Yeah, it killed out and I had to start over again.
Oh, I'm not using any out there.
I don't know. It just happened. Sometimes it happens. But it doesn't usually happen with this setup. But, oh well, I'm back. All right, so back to pressing my binding so that I can get it onto the quilt and be done. I don't even have a tag. I think I'm just going to use a little tag. Usually I use big tags on big quilts, but I guess I could throw one together real quick. Since I have a ton of the things pre-made, I just have to turn on the machine and put in all the letters that are needed on it. But I think I'm just going to throw on a small one for now. Be done with it. No big deal. The tag is a tag. Hello. Just doing some binding here. So how's the weather for everybody? I hear that it's raining in a lot of places around the country right now and snowing in others in the spring. It's weird. It's nice and, well, it was kind of overcast today, but the sun is, well, it came back out when I was outside a little bit ago having a smoke, but it was mostly overcast today. I'm so not used to staring at this camera. I'm used to using the other cameras, so bear with me when I think in my mind. It's hard to concentrate thinking, oh wait, the camera's right there. I gotta look for the one that has a light on. So it's raining. Hello. So anyone else getting rain around the country? Or snow? Or is it sunshine everywhere else? Like I said, we're having nice sunshine. We put the pool up, and the pool's leaks were not fixable, so we tried patching it, and we got it a quarter of the way full before we realized it's like spewing water out everywhere, so it's a waste to keep filling it. So we're going to get a new one. They're just little kid pools, but the kids love it, and I love it because I do my exercises in the summer in the pool. If I had a heated pool, I would do my exercises all year long. It's how I stay feeling good, is my pool exercises. Bright sunshine in California. Barely rains over in California. Since I'm right next to it, it barely rains here. California is just on the other side of the lake. Like literally I can be there in 15 minutes on boat. Coldest May back bank holiday in UK for 30 plus years, daytime temp 50-ish degrees. 50's better than 30s for some people, especially for me, but 50s I still don't do. I still freeze my butt off. I'm a summer girl all the way. That's why I live where I live, because I like it, the weather here. Overcast. Yeah, we had overcast today, but no rain. It wasn't that kind of overcast. It was like, I don't know, it was like a smoggy overcast, but no smog, obviously. It's just, it seems like it. Like when you drive into California and you see smog when you get over the El Cajon Pass. That's all you see from the high desert down into the cities. But it's windy out, so it's keeping it cooler than normal. It's actually cooler than normal anyway this time of year here, because normally it's really hot in the triple degrees temperatures, which it has been already since this year started, or since the spring started, but not as much as it would have been any other year. It's kind of cooler this year than it has been in the past. Well, I'm not pressing very fast. Usually I press faster than this. Making binding. I'm actually going super slow. It's like my brain is not my brain is not seeing the folding the seams together match properly as fast as normally it would. Like, it's kind of odd. I see the edge, the lining to the edge, but it's like my brain is not going as fast. It's weird. The sewing part will go faster. I know that. I sew fast. But you guys know that. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Give me some thumbs up. You guys know that just thumbs up helps the video get seen by other people. It puts it at a higher thing. The more people that watch them, the more whatever, the more thumbs up. It's just how the videos get seen better and faster, I guess is the word for it. All right. Let's bring this over here. Put this on it to stay. I'm going to move this iron out of the way. Unplug it. And we are going to put some binding on. Oh. I just put it all down next to me on the floor. And I know that this quilt's going to be heavy, so I'm going to use my ironing board as the extra table. I still have yet to bind the other one made with the gingham and the little small pieces. I have yet to do that one. Hello. All right, slide that out of my way. There we go. Let's put this down under here for now to hold it. Your son is grilling ribs, chicken, and steak. Yum! Ribs and chicken. Sounds delish. Although I can't eat the ribs part. I can eat the chicken part, but not the ribs. All right. So, like always, I sew to the back and then around to the front, and I got to grab a quilt tag, a pre-made one. So my little pre-made ones are just little pieces like this. Once they're washed, they actually won't bend. They have a double layer of some stay stuff in it that whatever. And they don't bend once they're washed. They stay nice. So I'm just going to put one of these on it instead of my corner tag that I normally would put. So again, this is the one that I'm doing. So I'm going to bring it mostly up here. And it's quilted with cool gray. So, but I'm just going to use black thread to put the binding on since the binding is black. All right. Put this on here like so. Grab myself a good amount of tail. I'm just going to lay it up here. And I'm going to insert the tag down a little bit. I'm going to get closer to the bottom. I'll put it down here. And I just set it in there. Put a pin down here for now, so that way when I get to it, I know where it's at. Melted off the bone ribs. Well, this one is in tutorial. I would probably say June of last year, maybe. I'm not sure. Sometime last year. It would be probably what in the videos. It's a four quilts from 40 Fat Quarters video series. I think this might be quilt number 4. Could be quilt number 3, but you just have to watch all the videos. I make a big, huge diamond. This one. Another one made with diamonds. And hold on, I think I made 4. This one, diamond. Another one that's strip piecing. And oh my goodness, what's the other one? I made 4 quilts. I forgot. It's there though. Oh, this one right here on the wall. That one. that one's I think probably number 4. This one was probably number 2, and the other one is probably number 3. I think that's how the order goes. I know you guys can't tell, but the quilting on this is noticeable from the backside, and it looks really awesome. That's for sure. Like, I like that you can see it. The stars are outlined a bazillion times. The finished pictures will be on Facebook, obviously, in the group after I'm done putting the binding on, because I haven't taken any finished pictures really yet, because I still have to go through and disconnect all these threads from stops and starts. Like, there's a bunch of threads, and I usually get the top is all clipped away from the long arm when it's on the long arm, but the back gets clipped away afterwards. Most of them fall right out, but sometimes they don't. But it's from starting and stopping, and I move the long arm just a little bit and then start the next one. So I got to go and trim all those away also. Yes, I love this one too. I like all the black, white, and gray quilts. Very, very modern. All right, coming up to the tag. I'm going to straighten it a little bit. I'm also going to back tack at the stop and start of the quilt tag. Pull my pin out before I hurt myself. Yeah, they do. There's some that are messed up though, that are not perfect, but I like it. Oh, and I just realized I have a little tension issue right here, but that's okay. I'll fix it. It's probably just thread that tie off thread is what it is that got tangled in it. So is everyone having a good day today? Oh, I'm still not used to looking that way for the camera. I'm looking at the screen for where the comments go. It's not very, whatchamacallit, for my day today, it's not very much of a fun day. It's more of a lazy migraine day, and I'm just like, I don't even have a word for it. And I see better without the glasses sewing, but I see the screen better with the glasses. Kind of sucks. Today is better than yesterday. Did you say 40 quilts from... No, 4 quilts from 40 fat... Four quilts I made from 40 fat quarters. Very hard to say that. Plus a little bit of yardage. Like this one got probably a yard and a half of this color. Then that one, a yard of the red. And then the big, huge diamond one was probably 2 yards. It's got this color again. And then the smaller one, I just used white with that one. So I probably used, I don't know, a quarter of a yard because I just made strips out of it only. It was just a smaller quilt. It's a baby size. It's actually, it was purchased already and it's a wall hanging now. So. What's the name of the blue? This blue, I think, was called Ocean, was the name of it. Michelle, do you remember? I know you remember a lot of things. Do you remember the name? I'm pretty sure this one's called Ocean, though. It looks turquoise, but I think it was called Ocean. Finally, nice and sunny here in Cincinnati. Oh, you're in Ohio. Have been up since 3:30 a.m. They're at a half marathon, the Flying Pig here in the Cincy. So I'm a little tired. That's okay. Walmart's Waverly brand. I don't know how many. I've explained that in a lot of videos. I use Walmart solids because it feels the same as the Kona cotton. It feels the same as Moda brands. It feels the same as BetterTex brands. The only thing about the Walmart Waverly, it doesn't fade or anything when it's washed either a bazillion times. The only thing about it is when you cut on the bias on these fabrics, they really stretch. They more than other fabrics. That's the only thing about Walmart's Waverly brand is it stretches a lot more, but 100% stands the test of time over just the same with any of my other ones. But it's a Walmart brand, and I'm pretty sure it was called Ocean. I'll have to look it up because it's written down in the directions from when I wrote this one. You know, it's written down with it somewhere. Plus it's cheaper. That's another reason why I like it. I use so much solid fabric because solid is my go-to colors. So I use more solids than anything as filler fabric. So, but of course, Walmart has had less and less fabric over time because now they're doing pre-cuts. So you can only buy a yard at a time. It's kind of retarded. For one of my other quilt projects, I bought one of the Walmart colors called Lipstick. Oh, it is so pretty. Hello. And then the color that's going with it's called Lemonade, so it's going to be awesome. Got so much thread on here, just picking it up and dragging it around everywhere. As soon as I get it sewn onto the back, then you guys can see the front more. I'm all trying to pick all these threads at the same time, but I know that I can just go ahead and get it all later. I usually do all the final detailing touches after anyway. That went too far. And I don't have a good seam ripper. It's out in the garage. I got to turn the fan on. It's getting warm in here. And I don't want to have to put my hair up. It's hard having a headache. What's the congrats for? I missed it due to buffering. I think she was saying congratulations to Susan's husband, I think, from the marathon. Yeah. Eats okay. Trying to keep up with the conversation at the same time. How many others out there do you guys machine bind? I know some people like to hand bind the flipping part, but how many of you machine bind? You do. You do. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know about that whole hand binding thing. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to do it. I can't sew for the life of me. I was just watching a video a couple days ago. That's why I'm asking, because I was watching a video a couple of days ago, and she wasn't going slow enough for me to see how she's grabbing the lip and getting that stitch in, in the fold to where you can't even tell it's there. Like, I don't know. For me, it just seems like it's hard to do that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't hand sew very well either. Like closing pillows, I'd rather just squish it down and do it on a machine than try to hand sew a pillow closed. I just really suck at it. Just like stuffed animals. If a stuffed animal gets ripped, I literally take the stuffed animal and I shove all of its stuff up into it as best as possible, and I shove it under the machine, do a quick back and forth stitch, and then just pat it out a little bit till it's normal again. I cannot hand sew for the life of me. But I was curious about the whole hand sewing, the binding versus machine binding. Like, is there really a difference in the look of it? I mean, I like the way it looks when I do it by machine, but is it going to look better doing it by hand? Do you worry about it showing your... Okay, wait. Question. Do you worry about it showing the stitching on the back? I machine bind one side and then hand bind the other side, but want to do it all by machine. No, I don't worry about it because I always choose a thread. Either I use the same thread color as the binding itself, I'll match a color, and or the binding color thread will be the top thread, and then my bobbin color I'll match to the backing. That way, when it's flipped over and I'm machine sewing it from the top, the binding the color matches the backing color that I quilted with, you know what I mean, and or the color of the quilt, so you don't see that line all the way around. And sometimes I get it good enough because I use 2 1/4 inch usually. This is 2 1/2, only because this is a pretty thick border, so it's okay to have a thick binding. Sometimes when I'm sewing my 2 1/4 inch binding, it will line up from the front. It'll sew in that ditch on the back, and I've tried sewing from the back, holding that front down, but it hurts my fingers. Not good for arthritis hands, that's for sure. But I have tried doing it that way. But I was thinking about the whole hand thing, like what's going to be a noticeable difference of, you know, besides not having the stitching on the front. But if your stitching lines are pretty straight and consistent, then it shouldn't, because to me it doesn't look that bad. Don't you have to match your thread the binding when hand sewing anyway? Yeah, you have to match it anyway. But yeah, I always just match the binding color. Like right now I'm sewing it on with black, and when I go to the front side, I'm just going to stay with the black, even though the quilting color is cool gray that I quilted this with. The actual edge color is black, so it's not going to matter for that stitch line to be showing. There's already a stitch line all the way around the whole thing anyway, which is the from being on the frame, it's the basting stitch all the way around. I usually don't pluck mine out. I just leave it. So sometimes it shows, but I have the side. I only baste the quilt with a 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch stitch along the top. The rest of it, the sides, I don't even go back and forth to basting mode. And when I get to the bottom, it's just a regular 10 stitches per inch. So that stitch seam is still there. And I don't get rid of it. And nor do I on the top when I put the basting stitch in the first place. I'm lazy about hitting that screen. I always forget anyway. There's no point. And then one time I did do it. I hit the basting button and I forgot to put it back to 10 stitches per inch. And I started quilting. And I was going so fast that the needle ended up getting broke in the machine because I forgot all about it. So that was the first time I broke a needle on my machine out there. But I've never been bothered by the line from stitching like this. It doesn't bother me. But I've always just wondered the actual difference with the whole hand sewing thing. That's why I asked you guys. Oh, you machine from the front and then turn it to the back to hand bind? Personal choice. I've sewn to the front, sewn the binding on from the front before, but it was a really thick binding. It was like 3.5 inches, and it had batting built into it so that it would make up the difference. It was for a baby quilt, that's why. And I did it from the front and then put the stuff in and hooked it to the back. But it still had a line all the way around, but it was made with silky type stuff. That was like 4 years ago. I've kind of learned a little bit more since then. Or not a little bit, a lot of it more. All these loose threads, they get sewn in. So the other day, my daughter was here. She wanted me to help her make a costume, but I, for the life of me, cannot make costumes or anything that's clothing related. So instead of doing the costume, we just did a part to another costume for her so she could go to a Comic-Con type thing. And yeah, I helped my daughter make a cape. It has a fur top and then a black and white cape thing with Joker style tassel-y things. That was kind of weird to make. And we didn't record it because she wasn't here for very long, but it didn't take very long to make, but or else we would have went on and showed you guys. But it was, I'll have to get pictures and post it in the group because that was like one of the weirdest things I've ever made. for babies and what? Hello, nice to have you here. Okay, where was I? You can do it either way, but for babies and kids, you machine. Yeah, I machine everything. I don't know. I wish I could hand sew. I've tried hand sewing my clothes to fix them. I just can't do it. I cannot do it at all. Even if you didn't have severe carpal tunnel, you still wouldn't hand bind. Yeah, I just can't hand bind. But I wanted to know the difference in the whole burying the seam thing inside that end. Like the way the lady was doing it in the video I was watching, it just seemed like you could still see it. You could still see the stitching. I don't know, it just looked weird. A lot of older ladies that hand bind. So far, all the ones I've met machine bind. Almost everybody, actually, besides a couple of you guys, everybody I've ever met has done it by machine. Almost there. I mean, I could turn it. Well, trim and turn. Wow, I kind of made a lot more than I needed. That's okay, I'll attach it to something else later and have some scrappy binding. Or make more for a different quilt, because I still have a little bit of that yardage left. I will probably have another quilt sooner or later that needs some black. I'm sorry my video is so boring today, guys. Obviously, having a migraine just makes it so much harder. And every time I go to do any of this, I have to keep adjusting my glasses, because up close, my glasses make things blurry. From far away, it clears everything up, because I guess it's nearsighted, I guess is the word. I can't think of it right now, but yeah, I'm trying to read you guys with my glasses and see what I'm doing here without them. All right, line this up. Yeah, I needed to, though. If I wouldn't have, my phone would have just kept dinging from everybody, asking me where I am. Everybody knows I have a migraine, but that's okay. I'm here. I need to get this done anyway, but after this is bedtime. I'm done. You know me, I push through everything. I may not be doing it right, though, but I guess I will get it sooner or later correct. All right, now I just got to remember that this is a 2.5 inch and not 2 1/4 like my normal binding. Because normally it's 2 1/4. So you guys know how I do mine. I'm pretty darn lazy about it. So what I do is I make my straight line like so. I lay my ruler at 2 1/2. Normally it's 2 1/4, but this time it's 2 1/2. At the edge of what I just cut, and I bring the top one, keeping everything nice and flat, over it without stretching, pulling, or tugging. Oh, let's make sure that stays on that 2 1/2 line. Without stretching, pulling, or tugging. And I just put the scissors on there. It would help if I could see where I'm going. I put them right here on this line, and I cut that away. And then I go ahead and take a second cut. I don't know why this works for me. Once you start doing it once, it happens every time. And then I always cut away like literally another sliver because I take it into account the edge of the ruler, you know, if that makes any sense. And then I bring them together to the machine. This one goes flat this way, and this one goes up on here like so. Having the shapes does not help. I'm going to make it work. And then I just put it down at the needle and sew. Once you start doing it like this, it like comes natural every time. No pinning involved, no ruler cuts involved. Just line it up on my ruler, and it would also help if my stitch length was normal. I always forget when I get there to do that. So I'll go over it a second time on that same exact line. I open it up before I trim it away, and look, it looks nice. It lays nice and flat. I don't know how that happens every time, but I'm just used to it. And without making a mess of things, I'll trim this away about 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to finger press this whole seam nicely. Put it back under the machine and sew the rest of it down. Putting my little seam guide back because definitely while I have a migraine, I will make a very crooked seam. Take Excedrin migraine and put on a well patch migraine and hit a cool patch on your forearm. Are those the ones that sell at the dollar store? Those cool patches? I've seen them at the dollar store. Turn the fan on and stay in bed. Yeah, I've been in bed all day, and I was on the couch laying down a little bit ago, and then my phone started dinging, so obviously I got on. So but yeah, I have Imitrex that I take for migraines. I took one yesterday because it started yesterday. I figured it would go away, but it didn't, and I was up most of the night with issues from it. No idea. Only can find them in the store anymore. Online. All right, now to flip it, and I'm going to find my tag because I'm going to start about where the tag is. It's somewhere on here. My goodness, where did it go? Oh, there it is, right there. So there's the tag. Once this is folded out of the way, you'll see it. Like I said, I have a material, like a really thick, what's that stuff you iron on called? Michelle, you know what I'm talking about. It's 2 layers of it. You iron it on. Most people use it for embroidery to keep things nice. I use it in the tags so that when it gets washed, it doesn't crinkle and wrinkle funny. But only usually on little tags. I don't use it on, I use it on big tags, but my corner tags. So let's get this. There's so much black thread just loosely getting interfacing. That's the word. Sorry, it wasn't coming out. You knew what I was saying, though. Yep, that's what I use in it so that it doesn't wrinkle and stuff in the tag. So I'm just going to start at the tag. That way I know that the stitching is going on nice. And I make a wider stitch. I put the machine at 3. I like the look of it. It's cleaner and it's not as tight, so in case I do have to pick something out, it comes out better. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to move my little seam guidey thing. I'm going to put a couple stitches in. Flip the whole thing, make sure that tag is down. And it looks really good with the wide binding. And see, I don't know, you guys can't see, but there is a black stitch that's going to be going all the way around. And because the backing has so much black, even though in the white areas it'll show, but has so much black, it's not even going to be noticeable. To me, it doesn't bother me. I really don't care. And for this part, I am going to take my glasses off so I can see this line the whole way. Thank you. I think it is too. It's very modern. It has a teenage girl feel to it. Like the style of it. It's twin size. Large throw twin, same thing. To me, obviously. Because a throw can be a twin and a twin can be a throw. I'm really having issues getting this on here. This one is just for headache, migraines, and cooling. Oh, the forehead patch thing? The ones at the dollar store and other places, those are for aches, muscles, and usually warming. Now, I've seen both kinds at the dollar store. Is that one of your patterns? Yes, this is. It's a star 9 patch made with 5-inch squares. They are all 5-inch, even with the thing, because all I do is snowball on the other pieces. This quilt also has no name. It's one of those I did not name it, and I don't feel like it quilts. Some get names, some don't. This one's just the star quilt. See them. They're awesome. Which dollar store? Oh, the Dollar General. That's the one we go to. We also go to the 99-cent store. They carry a lot more now because they're not just 99 cents anymore. Our 99-cent store is actually like 99+ store. Everything in there is like more than 99 cents now. It's like it'll say special in yellow and it says like $1.99. Like, okay, I can go to Ross and get that for 99 cents or the other dollar store on the other side of town. But I've seen the dollar store have those before, the ones for migraines. I never thought they'd work because I get them so often. And most of the medicines I've ever been on never worked either. Like my Imitrex, it doesn't really work, especially if I don't take it in time. You know, like if I have a migraine and it's there for, if it starts, if I don't get that pill within the first 15, 20 minutes, I'm screwed the whole time. So, which has been what yesterday and today have been all about. Nothing but crazy migraine. CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. That's where you get yours, Michelle? I'm having issues focusing right now, so that's why I keep taking my glasses aside. I want to see what you guys are saying, but I also want to be able to see what I'm doing. And make it clear. I kind of noticed I've done a lot of binding videos lately. I'm not really teaching it, I'm just doing it though. It's around here, stopped carrying them years ago, and you can only find them at non-chain stores. You'll have to go to CVS and Walgreens. They have an herbal supplement now for migraines as well. My doctor gave me some samples of it a couple months ago. Yes, it does mean that I'm getting quilts done. Although that other one that I have to finish, I still haven't. I was going to try to do it last week and I never got it done. It's just sitting there still. And then obviously once the one that's on the frame comes off, which will probably be like a week from now, because that one's slow going. That one's going to take me a while to quilt. Plus I can only work on it at night anyway. So. But yep, they are getting done. The only thing left to do to this one is to go around and pick all the thread that from when I tie the thread off on the long arm. Sometimes if I'm not going to a very far away next space, I'll just move over just a little bit and then tie it off and start, so I have a lot of tie-offs on the bottom. And I don't know if you guys noticed in the pictures of this one when I was doing it, this one has one block that's all white in it. It's just the random one block. It originally was black and white, but I changed it. I ripped it out of the quilt and then put new color white in, lack of color. I put the white in, and it actually, I don't know, my daughter says it makes you want to stare at it, but I like it. She's about 340. Where did you get on the Hunter Star? The second row. I'm only on the second row. I picked out I was saying earlier, I went ahead and picked out all the stuff that I did in the first two blocks, the feathers, and instead I kept the lines in the yellow parts, or the butter color, because that's what it's called, is butter. I kept those straight lines, but what I did was I took the other part because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do past the pebbles. So I just went ahead and removed all that. And it's a good thing I only got 2 blocks far because I couldn't figure out what to do in there. So instead I pulled it out and I just echoed around the whole entire thing. So kind of like how this one's echoed around the star, that one I echoed 3 times around the arrow. So it goes around the arrow, but it's separated into 2 spots. So it actually looks really cool. It's a lot of line work though. A lot of line work. And again, a lot of stops and starts, which I'm trying not to do that. Measurements of a queen. Oh, you're not late. You're just fine. This is my second try being on video today. I think it's hold on, I'll tell you right now. Just so that everybody knows. An average quilt for a twin bed is 70 by 90 inches. A twin long, which some people have, especially semi-trucks have twin longs in them, is 72 by 90. These are the average quilt sizes. A full or double is 90 by 90. A queen size is also 90 by 90, just in that range. So if you make a queen quilt, 90 by 100 is actually perfect. Eastern King, a quilt is either 90 by 100 or 100 by 90. And a Cow King quilt or Western King, because I think those are square, perfectly square quilt or perfectly square mattresses, 120 by 105 or 105 by 120, depending on how you make it. And then anything under 70 by 90 is considered a throw, and an average baby quilt is 39 by 42. I had to think about that one. Because a crib mattress is 36 inches. It's like pretty much 1 yard of fabric. Yeah, I keep that written down so that when someone asks me, I can tell them, because most people don't know the average measurements of a quilt. Like a comforter is actually 3 or 4 inches shyer than the size of a quilt, because comforters are more puffier, so they end up being shorter. Quilt lays flatter, so it goes over the bed sides better. So they're just a little bit bigger. But But yeah, those are the sizes. Oh, it hit. See, this is what I get for sewing with the glasses on still. I cannot tell if it's lining up or not. Name is Kelly, and I'm on my tablet upstairs, not in my computer like usual. Oh, that's fine. You watch from where you watch from. That's what we all do. Headache and fixing Cedric. Today it worked. That stuff never works for me, Michelle. You know that. None of that does. Just resting. Resting is what helps me, but I'll do that in a little bit. At least once I get this one done, I'll be okay. So I got to pick some of this out because it didn't line up the way I wanted. It was right here on the edge, and it messed it up a little. And I don't have my good seam rippers, and I cannot see for the life of me right now. My head is seriously making my vision super bad. But I'm not going to stop. Gotta get it done. Right there. There we go. Aha. There we go. I will make things work because that's what I do. All right, now back on there. Just chilling out and watching me quilt. Well, that's what we all do. Except my goal here is to get you guys to not just chill out, but to get some sewing done on Sunday. That's what Sew Sundays are all about, sewing on Sunday. Stop and just chit chat. No, I gotta finish it. If I don't finish, then I'll think it'll go through my head, making my head hurt worse. You know how it is. Us quilters can't stop thinking. It's not very much to go. Just 2 more sides, 3 more sides. I'm gonna look from. My glasses are down on my nose so that I could see both ways, you know. When I look up, I could see through them. When I look down, I could see this. If I keep going fast, I'll be done faster. What to what? What are you saying what for? Yeah, you know how it is. Whether I have a headache or I don't feel good or I'm whatever, I still have to, once I start, I have to stop. I mean, I have to finish. Can't stop. Except for the quilting on the frame. Obviously, I know when to stop there because it's the standing and the heat out there. And now I stop when I get tired, too, out there. If I could just do it quick and be done. I think my pedal is all messed up under here. Did you see any more scorpions? No, I did not see any more scorpions, but I've been like what is the word? Oversensitive to the feeling of things crawling on me. So every time a moth crawls on me or it flies down low and then the fan blows it into my leg, I feel like something's crawling on me and I start freaking out and I'm like, I should go in. Oh, I gotta finish though. I should go in. It's funny. It looks like I'm like freaking out, like spiders crawling all over me kind of thing, like you would see in the movies. That's what it looks like when I'm out there quilting. I'll get over it in about a week or so, and then I'll end up seeing another one. Because that's just how it works out there. Is that seriously little scorpions? How funny. I never seen that before. But yeah, those little baby ones are scary little fuckers. I mean, scary little guys. Sorry about the word. They're the most poisonous, so obviously they're the ones I want to stay away from the most, you know? Pretty sure you guys don't want to have to read about me being dead because a scorpion got me. That would be a way to go, though, huh? Get bit by a scorpion while quilting. At least I went by doing what I love. No, that's not funny, actually. Hey, like, I'm just gonna hold those up when I need them. It's not working. Oh, you finish the details and let's see. Tiffany, that quilt will be awesome when you finish the details and quilting each block. So it's very beautiful. Thank you for the information on sizes. We need to stick around a while. Yeah, right? I'm not done. I can't get hurt like that, at least. Not by a scorpion, of all things. Almost. Are you serious? I need some kind of like retractor glasses. I can just go like this with my head and they'll fall off my face so I can see. And if I lift my head up, it goes right back on my eyes. The most worrisome animals around the wild is cougars, bears, and the odd raccoon. So you get cougars, bears, and raccoons. We have coyotes. I'm pretty sure there's mountain lions, though. There used to be in Kingman where I used to live. So, well, at least out where I used to live, out in the middle of Nowhereville. But I have never heard of anything about that around here. We get spiders of the deadly type around here. So, spiders and scorpions. Those would be the things around here that you got to watch out for. And they hide. And come out at night. Actually, now that you said, I already see that. Now, we got them here in northern Michigan. Yeah, I bet you guys all have something strange. Has any of you ever, like I've watched videos on YouTube of bears in people's backyards playing in your swimming pools? Has any of you ever had any experiences like that? A bear in your backyard in your pool? Or in your backyard at all, or in your trash or things like that? I know raccoon wise, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have had raccoon issues. Don't they get into attics and destroy things? Raccoons are pretty crazy little creatures. They can destroy homes. Yes, snakes too. We get snakes too. A lot of them. Right now you worry about snakes and you had a bear in your driveway in the woods. What? I would be like running in the house. Yeah, we don't have bears here. Not that I know of. We have snakes, and snakes swim, so they get into the lake and stuff. used to love your grapevines. Interesting. Once a year, you might have a bear come through town during mating season. Interesting. And they come from over Pennsylvania, and you've never seen one. Noble here, just woods. Be careful of bears when you go camping. Yeah, bears could do some damage to somebody. Although I have seen and read that if you don't freak out, they won't freak out. So I always worry about snakes in the garage too, now that I think about it. Not just scorpions and spiders, but I worry about snakes crawling up on me. But if it's a rattlesnake, I'll know in advance because they'll start rattling. And I'll be able to hear that. Even over my loud radio, I'll know if there's a snake. We live east of Vancouver by 100 kilometers, or about 65 miles. No, Tiffany, what? Know me, what? We have more thugs with guns to worry about than wild animals. I can only imagine. You don't want skunks around. Oh, yeah, skunks would be horrible. Constantly smelling it, but then it's like smelling your neighbor's smoking weed too, right? The smell of the skunk spraying, because that's pretty much what marijuana smells like. I don't do this stuff, but I know it stinks, and I can't stand the smell at all. And there's quite a few of us that are like me that can't stand the smell. So. No, you cannot die that way. What, by a snake? Are you kidding me? Oh. It was on there. We'll go super slow. How's that? There we go. It's getting bad here. 13-year-old shot and killed a 14-year-old girl a few weeks. Oh, really? That sucks. Holy moly. Yeah, that is pretty horrible. Yeah, I didn't like the whole gang thing when I was in California. So many gangs and just fighting all the time. And I was watching videos on YouTube a couple weeks ago, and I got interested. So you know how when you watch one video, related videos will show up? So I watched a high-speed chase video that had a pretty brutal ending. And I watched another one because obviously once you watch one thing, other ones pop up. And another high-speed chase video came on, and it had a sad ending as well. But it was funny to watch because in the video, while the traffic cam people or the helicopter that follows was following the guy, they were like, you know, if we were in California recording this, we wouldn't be able to even fly through the air because there are so many helicopters that fly through that they take the chances of getting hurt just around when they're in those neighborhoods flying up in the sky trying to follow someone, that they get shot as well because all the gangsters and violent people, they don't want the helicopters following. And most of the time the helicopter is the only thing that'll go through the neighborhoods. That the police cars, they stay far back and they'll use undercovers so that the police cars aren't going through the bad neighborhoods at the same time. It's pretty crazy to think that they have to like just resort to having a helicopter follow with a video camera as opposed to sending a cop car after someone they're chasing. But it was a pretty crazy video. I'm glad I don't live in California because of that. You know, I don't know. I wasn't into the whole thinking anywhere. I don't know, people and their violentness and just getting worse. I never understood it. Skunks, I just hope they see that before the dog does. He has been sprayed. Oh God, yeah. Dogs get sprayed a lot though. And Does tomato juice really work for skunk? I always wondered that if it was actually a true thing or not. Tomato juice on dogs. Okay. I'm like super close to my machine because I'm having a hard time seeing. But I'm almost to the end and we'll be done. And I'll go back and delete the other video from earlier. I didn't think that that was going to happen. I haven't had internet problems using the computer at all in a long time. So, you're an hour south of Cleveland, Ohio. It's like getting a little, like a little Detroit or Chicago. Interesting. Is it really that bad with gangs in those places? Dawn dish soap and peroxide and baking soda also. That's nice. And we get skunks around here too. It's very rare, but we do in the winter. So when we do, if anybody I ever know gets sprayed, I can tell them tricks. Here are usually air ambulances after idiots camping have knife fights or fall drunk into the campfire. Oh my God, really? That's crazy. Yeah, the helicopters around here are life flights as well. Ours are for like going out on the lake and, you know, trying to pull someone out of the lake or transferring someone from our hospital, which is not a trauma center, to Vegas or Phoenix trauma centers. But if any of you have ever been to Havasu, you'll know it is a small hospital for a small town. And I'm on the end, by the way. And I'm done. All right, guys, I'm going to be able to come close to the screen so I can show you. Here's the whole thing. Oops, I was trying to get it to lay nice. And for those of you who are not in the group, let me see how well this computer will show. Its camera will show the quilting. I'm going to use the white block so that you can see. So the quilting is exactly the same on every block. This is the quilting. So it echoes around the block like this. So for those of you who haven't went and joined the group yet, this is what kind of stuff is in the videos. I also post pictures on Instagram. But yeah, every block is like that, but you guys aren't going to see that on the screen. It goes around every single one, but it's also in the center. It's hard to tell through the screen. In person, it's different. And then on the back, because it's a stripe, see if I can't just show. See if it's even noticeable. It looks really cool, though. See if I turn it into the light that you could see the quilting. Oh, you can't really tell. Oh, there you could see a star right there. So you can kind of see the stars. It's hard to see, but that's it. So yeah, and then it has the piano key border, which that you can see from the back. Or the front. Has the piano key. And then it has, oh, because of the polka dots, you can't see that either. All right, well, that's it. That's all she wrote. And then obviously my tag sits right there at the bottom. And once it gets washed, it'll be hard and it'll just stay right there. How do you like the fabric you got from? So far, let's see, where's that one? It's really nice. I got 2 regulars and a batik, and they feel amazing. The one is on the frame now. One of the colors is on the frame now. No, that's not what's on the frame now. Where's the one that I just bought? Did I put it on the frame already? Oh yeah, I did. The one at Quilted, really nice. It was the green one. I had to think about that for a second, but this one was a 60-inch wide that I had. It's actually not quilting cotton. It was this fabric right here was not quilting cotton. It's cotton, but it's for clothing. But I used it on this. MDG, Marshall Dry Goods. They're out of Arkansas. It's fabric. And for $7.99 a yard, you can get the 108-inch wide backing fabric. And they have quite a lot to choose from. So I ordered off of there 3 different fabrics, a yard of one, and then 3 yards of another for another quilt, and 4 yards for another quilt. And the quality is amazing. It was great. I'm really hesitant usually on new websites and online, you know, but it actually turned out to be very nice fabric. So I'm definitely going to order from them again. Just go to Marshall Dry Goods. I think you just go to mdg.com. I don't know how it pops up. But yeah, $7.99 a yard for 108 is cheaper than Walmart, and Walmart barely gets 108. It's cheaper than going to Havasu, because they're $11.99 to $24.99, and it's cheaper than Joann's, which is an hour and a half away from me anyway. So I haven't decided one for yours yet. I have the fabrics, but I didn't even know you were on here. All right, but I'm getting off anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching and dealing with me having issues with a headache trying to do this. But this is it. This one's done now. I'll get pictures taken and put in the group, so don't forget to go join the group. Ooh, I really like from far away how the black looks on the polka dot. That looks so cool. So yeah, and you really cannot tell that black line all the way around. Obviously, I have to go chop all the edges off, but I have a lot to do when trimming the back of all these little pieces, but I'll do that later. I'm not in the mood. All right, guys, I'm going to go lay down and just be in the quiet and turn all this off. I'm done. Thank you guys for watching and joining, and those of you who are new, don't forget to subscribe down here. Hit the bell. The bell will pop up. Get notifications when I'm on. I'm on every Sunday. Whether I feel horrible or not, I'm still here, at least on Sundays. And I'm going to try this week to get to the Mariner Star videos, so keep an eye out for that just in case. And where's my mouse? Oh, it's way over here. Thank you guys for joining. Talk to y'all later. Bye.